most of this is just going to be, we're looking in this couple of pots right here so that we can go ahead and get onto our next steps with our dressing and our macaroni and cheese, which is our two big focus things tonight for the sides. So let's go ahead and get to work on those things. Okay, come on. Come on. What's that? Come on. Okay, here. There we got it. There we go. Is that it? There we go. Can you rotate the screen under? No, nope, you can't. Okay, so you can't rotate the screen still. But anyway, what we'll do is this first little pot that we have here, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have that on about 8 because we want it good and nice and warm, or we want it to get going ahead and get hot. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put some sausage in the pot, and this sausage is frozen. So we're going to go ahead and thaw it out by adding some chicken broth that we made at home to the pan. So you guys are going to witness that or see it right now. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to use 2 rolls. That roll was hot breakfast sausage. My favorite kind of the Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. But it's okay because that hot is breakfast sausage. But it's just not my favorite or my brand that I go to. I go to Jimmy Dean. This next one was a Jimmy Dean, and it's a maple. So, as we have that on a higher temperature, what we're going to do is add a little bit of liquid to it so it allows it to steam and brown while it's steaming. So we're going to take about, let me see, 1 cup. We're going to take about 2 cups actually of our chicken broth that we made ourselves. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to let that come to a nice high temperature so we can start breaking it down. Now, over on this one, what we're going to do, hope you guys can see that pan. What we're going to do is start working on our vegetables. And I know this probably feels to you guys like, dang, you using all these pots and dirty in these pots. You know, that's what I gotta do. Because that's how I cook it. I like to cook mine separate. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing I can tell you. So, I like to add probably a stick of butter and a half. I'm gonna add a little over a stick and a half though. And we use a lot of butter in this recipe. This is not the diet or low-fat for the dressing recipe. So then, yeah, we're using so much butter is because why? Bread loves butter. Whenever you eat some bread, most people will put a pat of butter on there. Well, we're doing a cornbread dressing. And so as your dressing cooks, because you got this butter in here, and probably we're going to add even more once we go to assemble this dressing. Well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be golden and golden and more golden and more golden. It's just going to be good. And that's all we're looking for it to be. Nothing more, nothing less. We want it to be delectable. I'm looking for my little, where's my little tool? Let me see here, how to, I don't think it's in now. Right in front of my face. So now, let's go back to this meat so you guys could just kind of see. Okay, so the meat is kind of looking like there's a boil coming to the bottom of the pan. So we're just gonna kind of move the meat. Just gonna get on there. Okay, hold on. Because I don't want it to splash up and then that's all I made. Okay, so we're just gonna break that outside layer that has browned and is coming apart. So it's more thawed out. And this is a very good way to thaw out meat. When you got in the freezer and at the 11th hour, you're like, oh, I didn't mean to not take nothing out for dinner. Well, this is how to thaw out your meat. Don't put it in no hot water. Don't put it in the microwave and all that kind of stuff. We're steaming it as we're breaking it down. And we want to break this down real fine because of the fact that we don't want to have sausage chunks in our dressing. Okay, let's move back over to this butter mixture here. And hope you guys are seeing that good. Okay, what I want to do is let this really make sure it's all the way melted. And I want it to get a little brown. The reason why I like to cook a lot of my recipes with brown butter is because it gives it a nutty richness. A nutty richness is what it's going to add to these vegetables. And they'll be seared way prettier. So we're going to turn that down a little bit. And that's on about 4 now. No, we're going to put it back at about 6 and let that kind of start really browning. And you're going to be paying attention to what you're doing and stuff. Come on, butter. See how it's starting to get that nutty brown? We don't want burnt butter, we want brown butter. And believe me, there's a difference. Let's see here. Yeah. Where's my little thing that I like to say that I don't? Because I said we don't want burnt butter. That's not the recipe we're going for. We're going for brown butter. Okay. So now that our butter is brown, let's move it off the burner just for a half second and turn the temperature down to about 3. Okay. Over here, let's pay attention just for a half second while we take that and just move it back from the burner. Let's go ahead and move back over here. Now back over here, what we're going to do is just kind of make sure that we're paying attention that we're getting off layer by layer of the cooked sausage because it has been steamed. Hi son, you doing okay?
Yeah.
I was gonna look for you for some reason. I forgot. So anyway, you're gonna break off that. And another thing, when you want to brown meat and you want to do a real good job of it, even if it's already thawed out, add just a little bit of liquid to it. And then break it down and it breaks down so nicely. One thing I don't like is when people don't take their time when they're breaking down any kind of meat like this ground. And it's like all chunky in some places and, you know, looking like a meatball. So, you know, unless you're making meatballs, just go ahead and take your time. And I don't know, you just have to learn to be patient, get it done. So let's move back over here. We're going to turn that down a little bit to about 3. Let's move back over this way. And now we got our brown butter over here. We're going to go ahead and add in our vegetables that some of you guys were probably there with me last night, but that was last night when I had chopped the vegetables. So we got the vegetables, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in there. And I want these to be at a higher temperature. The reason why is because vegetables produce liquid, and I don't want to sit here a whole bunch of time trying to cook out the liquid in order to move forward in my steps. That's all. So, to me, it's just like what makes sense in cooking. I guess that's what makes the food good. And I don't know. And then I always think a lot of what can be different to make it better, different, or easier. And that's how I come up with my recipes. The recipes that I share with you guys, I've been, you know, like experimenting. I didn't just one day walk up on the stove. That's why I want you guys to be at a point where you feel real confident about like trying new things when it comes to cooking. And so anyway, we got that in, and that is part of our Holy Trinity, which is our onion and bell pepper. Now here's our celery, and we need to go ahead and add that. I personally like a lot of vegetables in mine because I always cook them first. I don't add them. If you add this, which you can to your, not my recipe, please don't do it. But if you added this to your dressing, and then, you know, just kind of mix everything together and put it in the oven, it's going to be really crispy and chunky, and that's just not the goal that I usually go for. I like for my vegetables to be practically translucent, and well, pretty much translucent. And I like to see just, if I'm going to see anything, I mean, it has to be a very small amount of vegetable, not chunky and crispy. I don't like that, and I don't like no crisp in my potato salad either. To each their own, and I understand that, but I'm just telling you guys what I like. This is me. And anybody who's just now joining me, please do me a favor. Will you hit the like button? And then what I want to let you guys know is that this recipe for the dressing that we're doing tonight, and we've been working on live for what? Since yesterday maybe, or maybe we started today earlier, on and off. This recipe is on my YouTube channel. That is where you could feed less people though. This recipe is to where you're going to feed over 100 people. So if you want to feed a lot of people, you're going to use this. But what you will do is, if you don't want to use quite this amount, you're just going to go ahead and divide it on down to where how many people you want to serve. So now we got those going, and they're actually on high, but we're not going to, you know, like turn our head from it like that. We're just having it to where it can start allowing those vegetables to sear just slightly and get translucent. So if you just keep on messing with these and stirring them around, it's going to take you 2 hours before they start getting nice and tan and looking good. Looking better. So yeah, we're just breaking down a little bit. more of this meat, and as you guys can see how fast it is thawing out, and that's where we want it to be, and that's what we want to happen. We're on 4 over there. Okay, so now when we go back over here to these vegetables, we need to season them. Remember, everything that we put in our dressing needs to be seasoned. So we're gonna add some seasonings right now. The first thing that I guess we'll start with, just because it's right there, I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Earlier I had mentioned to you guys that I don't like heavy garlic flavor in my dressing. It got to be some, but it has to, in this recipe, the onion flavor has to outweigh the garlic, and then it has to meet in the middle to balance. I know it may not make sense, but it'll make sense once you taste some. So now I'm going to add quite a bit of sodium, just regular table salt, and I did probably a whole tablespoon. And now at this time, I want to kind of move the vegetables around just a little bit, because I want to see also how much fluid did it make in the bottom of there, and is it starting to tan my vegetables and turn them translucent. Because I got to have a little bit seared. It just makes them, it brings out the flavor, and it makes them prettier when you eat them. Because you can see a little bit of the searing or charring, whatever you want to call it on there. So now the next thing I'm going to do is add some sage, and we're going to add some sage, we're going to add some paprika, we're going to add some celery, and black pepper. Ooh. Onion powder. So we're gonna bring some seasonings in here, right? You okay, baby? Why is the TV so low? I couldn't hear her. I mean, I can't hear it. It's fine. Okay, now to this. When you guys see me heavy-handed on this seasoning, please know that it is necessary, because this is a large batch, okay? So now we're going to add quite a bit of sage. Let's go ahead and probably say a cool 2 tablespoons. And that's only because I know, I've done this. But for you guys, I would say, because I don't know if you like a lot of sage or not, then I would say a tablespoon to start with, and then move from there. Always season slowly up. Now, I'm going to add some onion powder, and I said heavy onion powder. So 1 tablespoon plus another half tablespoon. 1.5 tablespoon. So I want some pepper in here. I don't want to go crazy with pepper, but I do want some. So, sprinkle, sprinkle. 2 teaspoons. And it looks like more because it's spread out, okay? Okay, guys? And then I'm going to add in here, if I can see, let me open it. Oh, there we go. I'm going to want some celery salt in here. Celery salt is necessary. It is not optional. I'm not going to suggest to you guys that it is an optional ingredient. Okay, yeah, it's really not. And so, for this, I'm going to add about, let's see here, 1 whole tablespoon, heaping. Okay, let's check on this meat over here right quick. This meat is going in the dressing. And that's why I'm doing them both at the same time, because this is both, all this is going in the dressing. Every last bit of it, baby. Okay, so we got that we've got it about 4. And then, boom, back to this side over here. I want to turn this way up because I want that fluid. I can see the fluid raising up because, like I said, vegetables create fluid. And so they're creating more fluid than what I want in there. Eventually, I'm going to want fluid and I will add fluid to it. But right now, I want the fluid to cook out of it. And so we're going to go ahead and keep on adding some more seasonings that are going to make a difference in how your dressing turns out. Now, we're going to add some paprika. The reason why we're adding some paprika at this point is because, and we're adding a lot of it. I'm going to say probably 2 tablespoons. Because as your dressing cooks, it's going to, you don't want a dressing where it's nice and golden on the top and then white when you dig in. You want it to be beautiful, because we eat with our eyes and that's just what we do. So you want it to be appetizing, okay? You want it to be appetizing when you through and through. And so that's why we add the paprika. I'm gonna start sneezing. I can tell y'all now with a runny nose again. Gosh, that's annoying. I opened this pepper too fast. White pepper. We're not gonna add a lot of white pepper. We're just gonna hit it with a little bit. Do that, baby. So at this time, I still have this on high. Well, what I want to do is give it a little bit of a stir around. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit more right over there. So we'll say a total of a whole teaspoon of white pepper. So now we're looking for that liquid to, like I said, dissolve so that these vegetables can go ahead and begin to get nice and golden, but a golden translucent. Okay, a golden but translucent to where you can see the little ends that they look almost burnt, but they're really not. They're just pretty. And see, that's happening also from adding in all that paprika. Because as that dressing cooks, it's just going to, I don't know, this dressing, I can tell, it feels like it's going to be the best one I ever made in my life. Oh, it feels like it's going to be good. Maybe because I haven't made any in so long. That could also be why I'm feeling a little bit overconfident. But I got to be careful. Feeling too confident, we don't want no problems. We just want it nice and to sear. So I'm going to turn it down to about 6. Over here, this meat should be probably done as far as, letting it go ahead and steam down while we cook, brown it and stuff like that. Excuse me. Now, I guess I'm sure I told you guys that one of these sausages is spicy and one of them is maple. And I know how that sounds like. Ooh, Gina, you be talking about weird stuff going in recipes, and please don't put it in there. But I'm telling you, this is like, I can't even tell you if you desire to put it in there. I just have to tell you the truth. This is the recipe, and this is what's going to make it bomb. And it's going to be like, your dressing is going to be like savory with a hint of sweetness that makes it even more savory but not salty. And then you're going to have a spice because you're going to have some crushed red pepper in there. Or like I said, well, I better have some extra. Where's my crushed red pepper, babies? Oh. But anyway, I got some. I just hate how not my cabinet is not organized yet for the holiday. So that's why it's just kind of a little aggravated that I have to try to figure out where is my crushed red pepper. Okay, but anyway, hey, no big deal. We're gonna find it and get it in there because you have to have a little bit, because crushed red pepper, it will hit here and there, but it's not going to be something that we're putting in where it's going to be overwhelming and it tastes strange and weird to you. It's just going to make you more satisfied as you eat the dressing. Okay, so then what I want to do is add a bunch of parsley flakes. That's the fake ones, because as we eat, we admire what we're eating. That's why when you notice people are eating, they're looking at for their next bite. Like, even if it's french fries or something, they're looking at the rest of the food to see what they gonna bite next. Although they gotta bite in the mouth, because we eat with our eyes before anything. So we'll just kind of give that a stir down. And then we can see that this is broken down very, very nicely. And nice and fine. That's where we want it to be. And remember that broth we put in here? Well, not only did it allow this to go ahead and brown more evenly, it also allowed it to take on even more flavor, because we're gonna need a lot of flavor. So then we're gonna go back over here to the vegetables for the dressing, and it's on 6. The water that it made has evaporated, so I want to have it flat. And I'm going to keep it on 6. We'll go to 7. I'm going to have it on 7 we're going to keep an eye on it, because we want these vegetables getting where we want them, which is just a little on the edges of a seared, a little bit. Like I said, do not place these uncooked vegetables, the raw vegetables, into your dressing unless you want a crispy dressing. I mean, I don't know. The vegetables won't be soft. They're going to be nice and crispy and chunky. And if that is the recipe, that is the recipe. But that is not my recipe that I'm suggesting it this evening. So now I'm going to just continue to break down this meat even more. Let's just continue to go getting this. This is breakfast sausage, you guys. And I always put it in my dressing, because we know breakfast sausage, it has sage. It has spice, you know. And so I use 1 sweet and 1 spicy, and usually 1 sage. But I skipped over the one that was sage tonight, just because that was what I kind of just chose to do. Now, over on this side, what we have been talking about is that this is all of our vegetables, our Holy Trinity that we had gotten all chopped up, and we're letting that get nice and translucent, but where it's like a little tannish on the edges. Not burnt, tan. So we're cooking that at about 7, and so we have our breakfast sausage over here. And I want you guys to really try this recipe. So with that being said, I'm going to point y'all in the direction of my channel. My channel has the recipe that is just in the form of a video. For the sausage is all at one time. And for the most part, I think I made it like this. I know it comes out the same, but sometimes I do it a little different. Like today I may be doing a little bit of a variation because this will be enough dressing to serve at minimum 100 people. So, I don't know if you need that much. If you don't need that much, then all I need for you to do is divide that down to how many people you want to serve. So you see how that's getting from the nice brown butter that we did. We're getting that good old nutty flavor. That is hitting those vegetables. It gotta hit the vegetables. Now I know what my family's gonna do. They're gonna insist that I bake them a little bit of dressing tonight. And you know what? It's looking so good already. I may have to just oblige them, right? And then blame them, right? But it's really me. But needless to say, yeah. So we'll just continue. And over here, I would say we're good and done. There's nothing more to do. Now there's some oil. Now, just a little bit from the meat in the pan, but we're going to need oil. And as a matter of fact, we're going to need oil to where you don't have to, this is not required to do this step, but if you don't do this step, then I want you to add definitely some butter. This requires a lot of butter in this recipe. And I guess people don't understand, things cost money. People will offend you by expecting you to do what they want you to do when it comes to your business and your services that you provide to them. And that's why I felt myself trying to explain to someone why my prices for my Thanksgiving dinners are my prices. And it was just like, wait, hindsight, guess what? I don't owe nobody an explanation of what my prices are because that's just what it is. Either you want it or that's it. Or you don't. And I can't make you want it. But I cannot shortchange myself and do all that ever again. Ever again. Now there's plenty of time. I give you a gift or something. Like if this is just I want to do this for you, and that's a different story. But I mean, to question my prices, you want to feed 5 people, 4 different things, and 2 desserts, and it would have been service for 7. Please, child, run me my chips on that. Should have been more than that. But anyway. We're going to go ahead and we're going to check our vegetables because one thing we don't want them to do, we don't want nothing burnt. We don't want no burning of the vegetables in there. And for those of you who are here burning the midnight oil, because that's what I'm doing, what time is it? 12, it's midnight here. And so, I appreciate it. Just gonna let it go. I'm gonna turn it up. If I turn it up, I'm just telling you guys, I don't advise you guys to do this way. But you got to watch it. Your eyes, you cannot even barely blink or anything like that. Don't do it. Don't pass go. So as we turn it on, we're still gonna go ahead and we need some more colorful things in there. So we're gonna take some dried parsley flakes and we're gonna put a whole bunch of them in there. Probably about at least 2 heaping tablespoons. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is this, because I got some other ingredients I have to introduce. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take and add another whole stick of butter into my dressing. My dressing, I do not add additional eggs. The eggs that I used to make it was in the cornbread. Well, the only eggs in there is from the cornbread that I made. Other than that, if you start adding a bunch of additional eggs into your dressing, it's going to come out of custard. It's going to be like more like on the custardy side of things. And, you know, that's certainly a choice that anybody could choose to do. But my choice, just for me, because that turns it into instead of a dressing, it turns it into stuffing. Because stuffing is like that bready, yeah, that breadiness that you get. Don't that look good, guys? Oh, that look good. Can y'all see it in the pot? Oh, yeah. The thing that went down. There we go. Because I'm on the outside of it. But anyway, there. Doesn't that look good? That medley. I hope you guys saw when I added that extra stick of butter, honey. Yes. Now I know that some of you guys may feel like, wow, you're using all these pots to make your dressing, girl. And yes, I am, girl. Because different things in here, they gotta be cooked at different speeds, different temps. And a little bit different ways. So that's the reason why. No, for Thanksgiving I use every pot that I own. Sure do. Okay, thank God I have help to keep up with the dishes. Okay, guys. As y'all come in, can you guys do me a big favor and just hit that like button for me, please? And hey, send me some comments. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, so this is looking fabulous. Absolutely delicious. Let's see if that's hot or I'm putting it burnt. Okay, no. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this now, the sausage, and we're gonna combine it with the vegetables. And we're going to build up our fluid, and it's gonna be surrounding these flavors that we got going there. Oops, oops. Keep on hitting that all in y'all ears. So hold up. We don't waste this little meat in here. Let me get that out. Okay. Okay, guys. So here we go. We're going to give it a nice stir. Nice stir. And we're going to turn it down now. But we're all the way up there. We're going down to about 2. Yes. Ooh, this is going in our dressing. That's the one thing I don't do. And I am not trying to put nobody down for doing it, but I do see a lot of people, they put everything in the pan and then, just start mixing it together and then they put it in the oven. And I bet a lot of it is good. But I just feel like, to really love it is to really take it some time with it and put that extra special love. Not no phone together, type of love and stuff like that. My daughter can cook a fast dinner and stuff though. She can. So I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying as for me, I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all be putting all this stuff in one pan and just stir it and put it in the oven. And that don't make me feel like y'all in love with cooking. Some of you. But anyway, we mind the business that pays us over here. So, now I'm going to take this next let me see how many cups I got in here. Of this broth that I made, 2.5 cups of broth. This is my chicken broth that I made at my house. And I made a little video showing you guys how to make it because I don't want you no longer buying no chicken broth and no cans from nobody because it's not necessary. Okay, so I got that chicken broth and I'm going to go ahead and make me a little bit more. How I'm going to do that is this because I'm going to make it very, very simple for all of them. People find any kind of way to make some money, I guess. But yeah. I'm getting some hot water. If any water's on my machine, somebody left my water empty. Baby, where them kids at? Those children are grounded. Alright, well, my water machine gives me about 3 cups of water. Without me looking, I'm assuming it feels like that's what it did. So my measurement was about 2.5 cups. 2.5 cups of water to 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon powder is how you make your own bouillon at your house. Don't buy that stuff no more. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, guys, again, I want you to season up on your recipe. I don't want you guys to be going at a rate that, like, if you eat a low sodium diet, then I want you to cut down on everything right then and there by 50%. And that means half of what I said to put in there. I want you to cut it down. And then you can add up, but you can't go backwards. So if you get it too salty, then, you may mess up a lot of expensive food. Oh, whose delicious drink is it tonight? This good. These shrimp good. Hey, baby. I don't know, my husband just disappeared. Okay, so anyway, we got some flavor enhancer. And I'm going to add some of that. I want a whole entire tablespoon. That's what I added. I ain't scared. Okay, so I'm going to just be kind of stirring it. Stirring it around, baby. Ooh, that looks good. Don't that look good, y'all? And I ain't even done yet. I ain't even hit it with the Ooh, wait. I ain't hit it yet with what I'm finna hit it with. This and ooh wee. Well, let me see. Let me see if I got it. I may not have my one ingredient, but it ain't gonna hold me back. It ain't gonna stop me. Period. Ooh. Lord have mercy. All of my canned goods are falling on me. Out of my canned good thing. Let me see here. So they usually be organized, but anyway. Well, I will tell you guys what I'm looking for, although I don't see it in here. And honey, guess what it ain't? It ain't no daggone cream of mushroom. I don't want no mushroom flavor, period, accidentally shining through in my dressing. And I know it's probably fire and everything, but no ma'am. No sir. Not the kid. I mean, it's just not my way. It's not my recipe. I bet my mom, she probably used to, I don't know. I know that my recipe is mostly hers. And that was that. I hate that I'm eating some dressing and it's all dry and you just can't wait to get to the dress. You know what, guys? I have a question for you. What is the start of the show at Thanksgiving for you? Or better yet, should I say, what is the thing you look most forward to having for Thanksgiving Day? So yeah, answer me that. Tell me. My can opener is tripping. They say I gotta get another one. Hey. There we go. Open the thing. Hey. All right, pumpkin. Big Mama back. So anyway, we're going to add a large family-sized can of cream of chicken soup. This is 22.6 ounces of creamy chicken soup from Campbell's. But this can be any brand, I guess. It don't matter. It don't have to be Campbell's. Oh, why is mine don't want to come out? Gosh. What's cracking? Now, I don't remember if my mom used this. But I'm starting to see more people using the soup in theirs. But like I said, I've seen a lot more people using it to where I have seen people using even cream and mushroom. But like I said, that's somebody else's recipe. But a lot of times we all get to the recipe that's our favorite by maybe combining recipes or something. But I'm just saying that's not the one that I'm giving you guys. Because I could guarantee this recipe. This is like, of course I can guarantee it. Sure, it's a sure thing. But I can't guarantee somebody else's. And I know I'm not experimenting to where it's like, well, I don't know, I may mess up. And I may, anything could happen. And that's just reality. That's why you got to be careful before you're acting like you all that. And nothing can happen. So when you're cooking. Too confident, all that. Now be confident, but not all that. Don't be acting like can't nothing happen. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go to 6 because I want that to come along and really begin to heat up for me. Now, see, at this point, a lot of time people would have been. They'd have been in there with that dressing with their little chicken broth and turning it, you know, and putting it in. We've been going, y'all. How long we been on this time? We have been on forever. Somebody cook me some oxtails and cabbage with cornbread. Oh, give me suggestions. I sure will cook that. Yes, I will cook that. I'll put that on. Now, I do have an oxtail video on there, but I see what you're saying. And actually, that's a good suggestion because a lot of people just cook, they cook like oxtail stew. And that's the main way. But I think that's a good way to kind of veer off. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we're stirring that. There we go. There is no need to deglaze. There's nothing on that, but all the goodness that was on the bottom of that pan is gone. So anyway, here's what we are going to do though. We're going to give our chicken broth a little stir. The one that we made at home and we didn't buy. Okay. And this, I don't know how much it cost, what, 50 cents to make it? Maybe less, probably a quarter to make this. Versus if you buy that box, that probably is $4 by now. That quart size box. No, make your own quart. It costs 10 cents. Make your own chicken bouillon. Well, they get mad. They be trying to take over on it or get over on people and stuff. Okay, with the prices of stuff is what I mean. So now, what I'm going to do is let that go ahead, and the reason why it's going to cook more is because these flavors are powder that we put in there, and they still have to melt. They don't melt instantly, just like when you make some sugar and you quickly stir it up and then you look and maybe there's some sugar sinks back down to the bottom, although you stirred it. Well, it's the same thing, but we just can't see it. All this powder stuff has to get married together before it makes for just the best flavor that we're looking for. We're looking for excellence in this recipe. Now, the next thing. Ow. I love it. Golly, the way these people got this in here. Come on, children. Ooh. Come on, children now. Don't do mama like that. Where I can't have my stuff easy access. Now that aggravate me. Okay, let's get a little thing. Oh, they be using all the paper towel in one day. Lord have mercy. Raise your hand if your kids just run through stuff. Like if you have 2 ketchup, then do they open both those ketchups instead of looking to see if there was one open and stuff? I'm just asking, you know. So anyway, what we're going to do is take and get us a pot over on this side. We're going to get this going over here for our macaroni and cheese because these are the 2 things we're going to be focusing on this evening. Or this AM while we... This looks so good, this vegetables and stuff. Vegetables with the meat. Oh, this just looks better and better and better and better and better. I know I'm gonna need more sage in there. You know what? Actually, at this point, I think I need to taste it because although the flavors have not melted and stuff, we have to make sure that we're going in the right direction. So I'm gonna give this just, I don't want to taste like, pick up a spoonful of it. I just need to taste. Gonna be fire. That dressing.
It smells good.
I told them, I said, I'm gonna have to make a little pan. That's why I said, I was like, I'm gonna have to make a little pan this evening just to make sure it's okay. Like as though it's hurt or anything, right? The only thing I see is I want some more onion powder. 2 teaspoons. What else? Oh. I don't like no jiffy and sweet cornbread like to add in there, but you gotta have a little bit of sugar. Because that sugar is going to enhance every single herb that you put in there. Every single spice. Just all of it. It's going to just enhance everything. It'll even enhance the spicy flavor from the spicy sausage. The red pepper and stuff. Hey babe, can I ask you, will you put me another bottle of water on the machine? Is your back hurt, baby? Ouchie. Ouchie, baby. I mean that, I'm sorry. Alright, we gonna be having a hip pain and that today. Alright, now. So we're gonna take this pan, and this is where we're gonna get to work on our sauce for our macaroni and cheese. So that's good. We're gonna knock that out. Thank you, baby. Oh, I should have moved that one. I'm sorry. Should be. Is it empty?
Yes.
Oh. Ooh. Okay, while that warms up, let's just go ahead and take our peekaboo over here. Look at this. It looks like a gravy. Oh, and the butter and the richness and the beautiful color. What is that? This is for my dressing because I'm making some dressing. And so what I do when I make my dressing, I take and I make like a sauce for it instead of just pouring like bouillon water, or what is that called? Like just pouring like water on top of it and throwing vegetables in there. I kind of cook everything into one thing, and it turns into like a nice sauce, and then you pour it all over your bread and mix it all together. But thank you. It's gonna be amazing. Do I cook with pork necks? But yeah, I am. I'm gonna make some dressing with them. I don't know about pork neck. Oh, neck bones? Yeah, I got a neck bone video on this same channel. Yeah, a lot of people love that recipe as well. So right now, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I don't want it to like roar. It does not need to roar, and then where it pop up and burn my arm or nothing like that. So now that we got that pan to where it's nice and hot, I'm gonna basically turn it down to about 2. This is on this side. Okay, guys. Yep. So yeah, and as you guys come in, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting me, hit me up with a thumbs up, that would be great. And I appreciate it in advance, right here, right now. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. It motivates me to just want to keep this up and finish it out strong, honey. That's what I love. Ooh. Did I see Tati use the thing? Maybe she didn't. Okay. Maybe she did, maybe. Now, inside this pot right here, I'm gonna go ahead and add some butter. This is for our macaroni and cheese, and remember, we're making a large quantity. We're making enough to feed easily over 100 people. Over 100 people. And so, but with that being said, although we're making a large quantity, I still, for some reason, too much butter in your macaroni and cheese can make it oily and just greasy, because your cheese, it produces some oil off of it too. And I have seen it where the macaroni just sitting in oil. So what we're going to do, we're going to add, we're going to do a half a stick of butter, real butter. And then after we add that half a stick of butter, mostly for color, we're going to add a little bit of paprika, right? Just a little bit, mostly for color. And that was 1/4 teaspoon, if you want a measurement. And I know my babies want a measurement, right? So anyway, we're gonna turn that up. I want it all the way up, because I want this to get brown. For this macaroni and cheese, I want this butter to get to where it's a nutty, browned. It's just good. It's going to be better. So right now it's on high. It will not stay on high. We only want it there to get what we want from it, which is the color and the enhanced flavor. Okay, so we'll give that a little bit of a whisking, because you want your butter, you want your butter nice and brown and nutty, but you do not want no burnt butter. There's no coming back from burnt butter outside of throwing it away and starting again. So right now it's on high. With it being on high, I'm going to take 1 whole quart of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to pour it right on down into there, the entire thing. Where's my little thing to set my utensil? I don't know. Okay, yep, so anyway, we got that one, and then we'll add another whole entire quart. Now, usually I would use, oh my gosh, I don't know how many quarts to make the macaroni and cheese. But today I have to do things just a little bit different based on, I'll be honest with you, the cost of things. This stuff was so expensive. One of these, the sale price was $6.99. And that's for a quart. So, what we're going to do in lieu of not having 10 million quarts like we usually maybe would, we're going to be using some evaporated milk to add to it. Hi. Hello, Mike. Oh yeah, we're just gonna take and pop these cans of evaporated milk open. And evaporated milk is even pricey, I mean, because it's what, $1.99. So maybe I would have been doing just as good to get some other kind of milk, like another can of what I would actually really, really want. So now you're gonna take and you're gonna give that a little whisk. The position that I want to ask you to have your stove to, let me move that. Hold on. I want you guys to have your stove down at low. No, 2. We're gonna be at 2. And we're gonna shake these cans. And I'm gonna open them starting with 2 of them. To see what 2 of them will do for me. Oh, I hate this can when you just start doing it. Yay. Finally. That instantly opened that one. I'm glad. I hate pulling up the spine. Okay, so guys, remember this is down low by now. And we're just gonna go ahead and give it a whisk. Now it goes to the off position as we add in 1, 2, and we will need 3 cans of evaporated milk. We want this to simply warm up. We do not want this to, hold on, this one make me upset. Come on now. Okay, so anyway, what I was saying is we just want this to warm up. And that's where it's at right now. We do not want it to be bubbling and roaring and all of that good stuff, because that's when, well, 1, you're taking a chance of this getting stuck in the bottom and messing up your dish. Because if it gets scorched, throw it away and hit restart. That's the only thing you can do. But needless to say, babies, where are we at? No, I don't know how to make a Jamaican green seasoning by scratch, but I'd like to. I wouldn't mind that. And just to let you guys know, at this time, I'm working on macaroni and cheese on this side. And over on this side, I'm working for basically my sauce for my dressing. So that's coming along good. In the meantime, so is this. So what we're gonna do while this kind of continues to warm up, we want to here and there give it a nice little whisk. Give it a little whisk. Okay. The next thing that we would do, we're going to go ahead and add in some mozzarella cheese. And we're mostly using this mozzarella cheese for the flavor and the softness because it'll have a better pull than if you was to put some sharp cheese in here right now. Well, what's going to happen is that you're going to take a better chance of this getting clumpy and different things like that. And then the pull on sharp cheese is not as good as soft cheese or hard cheese. Hard cheese is more like your sharp cheddars, even if they're your white sharp cheddar or your just your regular sharp cheddar. Mild gives more of a salty flavor with a little bit more pull. I mean, medium gets with a little bit more pull. But where the ultimate pull is in the mild cheddar because it's a soft cheese. Soft cheese, and when I say pull, I'm talking about, you see these strings of cheese? This is what a pull is in this instance. So now we need some seasoning in there if we can stop this deliciousness. Okay, it's just going crazy. Let's go ahead. I want that. That's the actual, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, so now we're going to add some flavor enhancer. A whole entire, what is that, a tablespoon? Oh, that's it. Yep, tablespoon it is. And then we're going to add some salt, iodized salt. I don't want you guys at this time to add to this macaroni and cheese sauce no coarse salt because when it's melting down it takes longer and you may feel like it's all the way melted and then you end up adding some more salt to it and it's too salty. So that's not what I want you guys to do, please. And so then anyway, we're going to add a whole entire teaspoon, let's see, of sodium iodized salt to that, and we're going to quickly whisk it. And we're just going to whisk it here and there as it cools down. See? I know a lot of people feel like, okay, maybe there's some kind of a need to make a roux. That's something that I just want you guys to stop doing. I mean, it is not necessary. Your macaroni and cheese is going to be perfection if you don't do that. No more. If you pinky promise not to do it no more, then I'm going to hold a giveaway to where I give out some bottles of Shake It by Gina so that when we cook on my channel, we could cook together if you guys haven't already ordered yours. And so, yeah, if we stop doing a roux, at least for 2026, then, because where'd that come from? I don't know of anybody who used to make a roux that in my family or anything, even before I came up with this, the best recipe of my life, I never heard of that. That doesn't make it wrong or right. It just makes it like it's flour. And that is just don't even sound right. Flour and the macaroni and cheese, it just don't sound right to me and I don't like it. I don't like it. So we're gonna stop. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's go ahead and stir this goodness over here. Let's move over here, guys, because I want y'all to look at y'all. This is, imagine this. Well, you don't have to imagine it because we're going to go and witness it. But look at that. Just a nice, almost like a gravy gets poured all over our cornbread and our bread pieces. Now, let me get some more water, though, because we do want to add some more water to it. Yeah, I think I'll be able to make it with the water till next week. I think I'm good. You know what I mean, babe? Easy on here. That's fine. The kids though, but what does it say? You know how? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now what I did was went over to the machine. I got some more water because we're going to need plenty of it. So we're going to put in 2 more cups of hot water. When you're cooking stuff that's already heated up, like it has hot water or cold water, whatever, then whenever you need to add more liquid, make sure that it is, if it's going to be added into something hot, make sure that the liquid is hot. Or if it's something cold, vice versa. So anyway, I think we're set on this. I do want to see how the flavor of this is coming along, because what you're going to experience with this macaroni and cheese is the pureness of you're just going to taste. It's straightforward. You're going to taste the noodles, and you are going to taste the cheese. I was saying earlier, and I know people probably think I'm like just being funny, but we're not making pot roast. We're making something very simple, macaroni and cheese. And in my case, that's how I like it. And in my case, that's how most people that, I have made it for, that's what they like. They love this recipe, and I have 6 recipes that are seriously good. Okay, so I'm going to add another teaspoon of iodized salt. And I don't even add pepper. And the reason why I don't add pepper is because, again, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to do that. And a roux is not necessary. Those things are not necessary anymore. What we will add is just a little bit of paprika in there. Just a little bit. So we want a little bit of colorful in there. In my opinion, I don't classify paprika as something that has just some kind of a flavor to me. And that's why when I say things, you notice I say to me. Because just because you like some certain thing, it doesn't make it right or wrong. And if I like it different, it does not make it right or wrong. It just don't. It just makes it different. And it's okay to be different. So, now with that being said, we have this mixture. This is ready to go into the bread, and then we're going to start mixing. Let me pull it over here for you guys to see there. Look. I know I keep showing y'all, but you know how I go. What I say? Where do you eat with first? Your eyes. I mean, it look good, then that's a good start. So, and that tastes good. I know it's good. So what we're going to actually do is I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna do it in here. The mixer. Ay, caramba! Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, wait, that hurts. All right. And as you guys come through, that's what I was asking you. If you guys would hit that like button, it's free. All righty. Yeah, we're finna make a move. Let me see, I'm gonna use this other little tool that I have. Let me actually stop right there. Huh. Oh, I know. I know. Just sit down. What's wrong with you? Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, sugar. Let's move in here, y'all. Boom. Come on, let's go ahead. We're gonna move this. Okay. All right. Hi. This phone is warm. I hope it don't shut down. We may lose our live connection, but I hope not. Let me mount this phone for us. Thanks. Eh. Okay, let me see. Is this where it's flexible? Let me see. My daughter got me this. Oh, I don't know what she said to use it for. I like it though, but still good thing to use it. It's a tool. And if I move, it moves. I'm gonna put it back there. Oh, we can see in the bowl. There we go. There we go. We want to be able to see kind of like down in the bowl. Yeah, there. Can you guys see in the bowl pretty good there? Okay, so now remember our bowl from earlier when we was breaking down all, and we spent a while breaking down all. Hold on, y'all. Come on. Hold on. Come on. Let's go say. Come on. Come on. Where's Junior? Come here. Oh, he's getting warm. Can you let him outside?
Junior. Go outside.
Where's he at? Come on.
Junior.
Mr. Needy Man. Okay, here. Can you guys let me know that you can see and hear good, or at least decent enough, right? I hope so. Okay, because now what we're going to do, that big old giant pan that we have with all that goodness, we're going to begin to actually pour that in slowly. I need another pan, I think, to mix that the dressing. It's gonna have to be. Babe, are you able to lift your arm or it'll hurt? Because I need to roll a paper towel real bad.
Where's Ann?
They're upstairs in my closet. On the top shelf. Tucked away. A rainy day. And there's rain around. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just not ran completely out. Okay, y'all, so I got two bowls here because one bowl it's not gonna be enough to do the dressing. It's just not. But yeah, I really feel hurt that people, you know, they don't take you seriously when you're in business for yourself and stuff. And they want to try to negotiate with you every time that they see you. But it's like, you're not negotiating with Mr. Walmart. You're not. You bet not. Thank you, baby. You had to open a pack? Oh, where was it at?
On the top shelf?
In a closet?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is even heavy on my hand. So remember, we have to season this. Oh, this bracelet is too tight. Oh, shoot. I gotta take that off, you poo. Okay. Now I can think straight. Okay, let's have it on. Well, we're gonna have to have it on both. So I don't know. I'm just gonna move over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get that big pot and start like pouring it in. To each one of them. Okay, so now we're just gonna go in, and there's a big pot of delicious. It goes in there. We're not just gonna start pouring some chicken broth in there and call it a wrap and it's a good night. No. Not in a mean way, but you know, it don't take but a minute or two long. Well, it don't take but some hours longer to go on ahead and get something done to where it's just gonna be a bomb. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for it. And we'll probably still need much more liquid than this, But this is where we're gonna start. Now this liquid is concentrated that was in here. So it is seasoned to be more flavorful, like a deep flavor, because we know that we may have to add some more fluid to it. And we want it to all kind of maintain the delicious flavors while adding fluid. Alrighty, had a little splashman there. Splashy. Yeah. So let's bit. A little bit, a lot. I don't remember it. Okay, well. But yeah, it was kind of splashed up on there. Uh-uh. There. Start out with it. Okay, so we're gonna start out using we're gonna start out using a spoon so we could just kind of get it to start being incorporated. Just like slightly mixed a little bit. And then it allows us to also see where are we at as far as our moisture level, because the reason why you gotta mix and mix and mix, and or if you have like maybe a bad arm or arthritis or something, you know, where you have like to not be able to just mix and mix and mix, what you can do is mix it real good, let it sit for 5 minutes, and it'll reveal how moist it truly is. Because if you don't really know how moist it truly is, and you put it in the microwave, but in the oven, and look like that, in all honesty, that looks moist right now, but that's gonna be so dry, cause that fluid has not penetrated that bread. And I hope that makes sense. And I hope that I don't over-explain things to you guys. Like, we're not children. Because that ain't it. It's just that I'm trying to explain to where it's thorough. So I could see that in this, I need probably 2 more cups of water. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get several more cups of water ready so that we have it available. Start with that last 2 cups, and at this time we're not adding any more bouillon to it because we already had the initial fluid that was concentrated. Hey baby, you know what? My leg hurts about the ankle. I've been hurting all day long, and it's swollen. So I wanted you to look at it. It's kind of like going up my leg now, and the You know that swan type con? Going all the way up the leg up to the groin. So that's another. Let's go for another 4 cups. I had to add another 6 cups of water total in here. And that probably seemed like, wow, that's a lot of fluid. That bread is going to suck it up so quick. That's why when you make your sauce on top of the stove, you get it nice and concentrated with your favorite flavors, which they will, I'm sure, be the ones that we're seeing here. When y'all come through, do you mind hitting the like button, please? I appreciate it. It lets me know to continue to make videos and share stuff like this with you guys. Yeah, see, I can already see that is still gonna need more water. But we can't forget we got this smaller bowl over here that needs some quick attention as well. And that is because it doesn't have enough water. So we're gonna add probably another 4 cups of water to that one. Water pumps this thing. What I like about the cold one, at least you can just flip it up. Are you okay? Do you need some Tylenol in it?
No, I'll take some when we go to bed.
Okay. Alright. So now, what we're doing is we're adding already before we will start mixing 2 cups of water up. Okay, honey. Eyeballing. Okay, so yeah, we added 2 more cups of water. And this all goes together. Eventually it all goes together. I just got 2 more dishes because I don't know if this is going to be like way overflowing in that one bowl. So we're just adding a little bit less just because this is a smaller bowl. But at the end of it all of it gets mixed together. Right now, we're just building up our moisture and working on our consistency. And if we didn't know any better, I'm going to show you guys just like I showed everyone else before whoever may have come. Baby. Okay, let me show you. If we didn't know any better, you see this consistency right here? Don't that look good? Don't it look moist? Ready for the oven. It's not. That consistency is still, your dressing will be dry. If you mix it for 5 minutes and then you toss it in your oven, it's going to be dry. And as a matter of fact, the reason why it dries out is because the bread that's in there is just absorbing. It's drinking it like water. And so that's why, as you go to mix it, then you set it to the side for a few minutes, come back to it, and watch how dry it even looks then. So we're gonna move back to our bigger one, and we're gonna work on it a little bit more. Although I see, well, it looks pretty good as far as moisture. It looks okay. Look okay, not excellent. You won't know if your consistency is right until you work it with your hands. You will not know. And that's a sure thing. And then it will not be mixed as well if you just keep doing that with a spoon. Right now, I'm going in with another cup of water. And I'm going to add that last cup to the smaller one. All of it. And we're still going to need more. And I'm sure of that. But that's where we're going to start. And you're just going to kind of incorporate it initially. Because dressing will fool you. That's how people mess up their dressing, guys. And that's how I've messed up dressing. Is because I thought that, oh, it looked pretty and so beautiful and moist and ready to go in the oven. And it hadn't been mixed and mixed and mixed to where it had really sunk into the bread, the cornbread and breadcrumbs, and it just didn't sink in. Yeah, that other one, I'm gonna need like a lot more water than that. A lot more. I gotta take a break from my arm for a minute, cause when I say you gotta mix it, I know I keep saying you gotta mix it, but that's the best. That's the best way I could tell you to make your dressing good is just take the time and mix. Cause if you don't mix it, another thing besides it being dry that can happen is it gets a custard. It comes out like a savory custardy dessert that's leaning more on the stuffing side. And it's, like I said, it's drier. And then another thing that you don't want to do, like I know a lot of people to their dressing, they add, like right now, they would go in and add a bunch of eggs to it. But if you do that in your recipe, then that's your recipe. That's not my recipe that I'm giving to you guys. My recipe does not call that you do that, because that will make your dressing come out more like, again, a eggy, custardy texture. It's like an eggish texture, like a quiche-ish. Like a quiche-ish. Okay, like a quiche texture. Okay. Alright, now go back in, stir a little bit more. We're going to just want to make sure that we're like what we're seeing so far. Because once we go in with our hands, we don't want to keep on trying to re-season, re-add, and all that. Ooh, this has been real dry. See? Look at if I would have went in there and put that in there. You see how that's dry? That is sucked up every bit of moisture. That's dry. That's crumbs. That's called bread. That's not called dressing. So that's what I'm saying. It sucks up moisture so fast. Keep your water on hand. The only reason why I don't keep it on hand is because I have a water machine that I just want to keep what I'm needing, because then it may be wasting water. I'll be back. Okay, so we're going to go in, because I already know. 2 more cups of water here. And 2 more cups of water over here for sure. Wow. 2 3/4 over there, and 2 1/4. And sometime, because I want to avoid so much stirring, I may smooth it out a little bit so that I could visibly see how much moisture is going to get sucked out by the bread. What is everybody doing up so late anyway? Because have you ever just wondered, what do people be doing up this late, but you're up? So do y'all have insomnia? They said my food's always salty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. That's why I said you got to measure it for yourself. If you feel like the recipe may be too salty for you because you got high blood pressure, or you just don't like that much sodium, cut the amount of sodium, but use the recipe still. Just like earlier, I gave you guys an alternative to using pork sausage in this dressing, and I have suggested that you can use turkey breakfast sausage. So things like that, that may help you if you feel that my seasonings are salty. Okay. But if you ever get to eat something, you may change your mind. I don't know though. I just, how do I know? Okay. Now work on this little one a little bit. Yes. And I think this is the right amount of moisture to begin to work it with my hands. For this, oh no, it's not. As I went further, it's still dry in there. When I say dry, I'm not talking about bone dry, but it will be. I bet you if I just left it, I put it in the oven. So we're gonna do this because I don't want my shoulder to get hurt or anything with the stirring, because it's just that much stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the last bit of water that I feel like I need. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in there, and then we're going to move on to a different step, or move a little bit back. Where is it at, baby? One and a half cups. This is just me eyeballing. 1.5 cups. This one still needs a little bit more. And so it's going to sit there for a second. Don't be acting weird and stuff. What's wrong with you? Sit down. Nope. Go get in your bed. Go lay down. Thank you. Bye. So anyway, what is wrong with him? I hope there's nothing wrong with him. Why are you doing that? You're acting weird. Go on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go get in your bed. So yeah, this is where I wanted to be looking like at this point. I wanted to look like slothy. Like that's why I wanted to look like. Yep, this one is not looking slothy enough. And the reason why I'm saying that is because what's gonna happen is this. We're gonna just let this sit for a second and just suck up all that moisture, and then it'll be ready to go. Instead of putting some in, adding more, have to remix it. This is just the best way to do it. Okay. Now, see, if my mom was alive, there's no way that at 3 o'clock, or, well, by the time I'm done, it's going to be, what, 2:30 a.m.? Ain't no way in the world that I'd be able to go and get in the bed without taking a little bit of this dressing and baking her some in the middle of the night. Because that was my mom's favorite thing in the world. And it was her favorite thing that I made. And I just like, I would always be so happy because it's hard to please people when it comes to dressing. Like sometimes people be showing their pictures of all their food and it's just like, wow, whoa. But then when it gets to that dressing and that daggone macaroni and cheese, and it's just like, roo-doo. What happened here? You know, so that's why I always was happy that my mom was pleased with my dressing because she could cook it. Oh, she could cook some dressing. Okay, y'all, when y'all come in, can y'all hit the like button and stuff? Hi, and say hi, speak, whatever you want to say that's polite. Okay, because I'm tired. I don't want nobody trying to hurt my feelings, might say mean stuff. So with that being said, we got another step that we can do right quick, which is probably layer our macaroni and cheese now that the sauce for it has cooled down. Oh, thank goodness. ankles, they just don't feel good. You know?
Yeah.
Not in a, no, it's something different, baby. It's something different. It's like they've been swollen. Maybe my blood pressure's up. Yeah, maybe if you take my blood pressure. I don't want to do it right now because I'm going out. But tonight, like when we get ready to go to sleep, I just want to check it right now. Okay, we're gonna shift gears, y'all. Oh, y'all know I'm waiting for it. So sweet, thank you. So anyway, you're gonna shift. We're gonna shift gears, and we're just gonna quickly finish off this macaroni and cheese situation. And we had grated the cheese, and got that all grated last night. I didn't label it of what cheese is what though, but it's kind of obvious of what is what. It better be, I guess. Because I'm thinking, did I have mild last night? Well, anyway, typically I use 4 different cheeses in my macaroni and cheese. I think it's important to have 2 soft cheeses for the stringiness of your macaroni and cheese, and 1 hard cheese for the flavor, because the flavor is more so in a hard cheese than a soft cheese. It is a flavor in soft cheese. Soft cheese, when I say like mozzarella, and I say mild cheddar, Colby Jack. There's just certain cheeses that they are soft to the touch, so that's what I mean. And so when I describe you having these soft cheeses, they make it more stringy and have a light flavor. And then you need the balance though, because you need a heavier, like a more flavorful or saltier flavor in there somewhere. And so then that's where you get the sharp cheeses. As far as I have learned over time with trial and error, you have to layer your macaroni and cheese a certain way. Well, I do. I suggest it, and that's what I do. And I want you guys to, just really just take the recipe and just use it how I say, instead of trying to deviate from it. This is one of those recipes. A lot of time I say that to you guys, just, you can definitely improvise. If you don't have that, do that. But this macaroni and cheese recipe, it has to be done this way. And I don't know a way around it to make it come out like chef's kiss. So let's go ahead and start layering it. Let me go ahead and grab up the starter ingredients. Okay, guys. So right quick, move that. Boom. That is the cheese. Let me go back a little bit further for you guys. Y'all can see in that pan. Yeah, can you see in the pan? If I'm moving further back or further forward, back, it looks like. There. And the pan, there. Okay, you should be able to see there. Okay, so now, actually, I'll put this little one there. No, I'll do that. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna put, we got our macaroni shells. And earlier, when I was talking to you guys about making this macaroni and cheese, some of you guys may have been there or heard when I said that you can use the traditional macaroni noodles. The little ones are thicker than the elbow. So if you use the elbow or anything like that, only put them in there for, I'm talking about, let the water get boiling hot but not roaring, just where it's hot to where it's going to boil. Pour your noodles into that water. Turn that water off immediately. Let them sit about 5 to 7 minutes or less. Or less. With the elbows, less, because it's a thinner noodle. These macaroni, well, they're not called macaroni. These shells, well, they are macaroni though. But anyway, these shells here, they are more hearty per se, or like they're not to where they are thin and flimsy, and that's why I like to use them. They also have, let me show you guys, they also have these ridges on them that collect cheese. They also have holes in them that collect cheese, and that's why I like them for myself better than I like the elbow, especially at times. You know, it's just like sometimes I do like it, but for the most part I like the shell. So anyway, this is the first step. You remember earlier, speaking of the macaroni and what type we're using. Earlier, when I told you guys just to bring those to a boil and turn them off and make sure that they're hard for the most part. Okay, so now what's going to happen is this sauce that we made earlier in there, and then remember I turned it off to let it cool down, is going to begin to start to finish cooking these hard macaroni noodles. And so that's why I did not add salt in my water when I boiled these. And I sure didn't add oil, because oil is going to make the cheese and stuff slip right off. I didn't add anything to them. I left them bland and I left them plain, because they're going to take on the flavor of the actual cheese sauce. They're going to take on that flavor. Now there's cheese sauce, and that's something else I want you guys to take a notice though. This cheese sauce that I have here is very much liquidy, and that's exactly where I want it to be. I want it to be liquidy because I know that it's absorbing into these way less done than al dente noodles. It's just, but it's not absorbing into them to where it's gonna come out like a blobs of cheese when you go to serve it. It's just absorbing into it to continue to cook it is all. It makes sense. Believe me, it makes sense. So now we're going to add on another layer. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's that other cheese though? That's fine. Because I do need a hard cheese in there. There is a hard cheese, but where's that? I'm just going to grate it. Here. Thank goodness. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. And you know, guys, not to seem like I'm complaining or anything, but I'm just going to be honest. I believe that when you make your macaroni and cheese, you need to grate your own cheese. You know, years ago, people started pointing out that white film that was on the pre-grated cheese. And, you know, it just makes a real big difference. And get you some good cheese and stuff and the blocks. So now, in the middle of this macaroni and cheese, I want to go in with some sharp cheddar. So that's what I want to go on with. Oh, and by the way, this liquid, I hope I expressed to you guys how it is just going to thicken up. It's going to thicken up excellently. Okay, so that's our hard cheese, which is our sharp cheddar. And that is aimed towards the flavor. That gives it a bit more flavor. Okay, and then now we will actually add some Colby Jack, which is a soft cheese. We're not going to add an abundance of it. I hope you guys can see this. We're not going to add some kind of a big, huge abundance of it to where it's just like thick cheese. It's just the ratio is going to be perfect and it is going to melt in your mouth beautifully. Like never before, baby. And I mean that. I mean what I say. When I say it's good. When I say this macaroni and cheese is good, it's like, I feel like I'm making it the first time. It's how I want to. But okay. So anyway, now we're going to add another layer. Look at how thick those noodles are where they're like sticking into each other. Well, that cheese is just going to run in there. And that's a promise. That's what's going to happen. Y'all come up off the elbow. So then just kind of make sure those are flattened, but not perfect, because then here and there, there's going to be a, let me move that. Here and there, you want to be to where you got like a little noodle that kind of sticks up instead of it being perfectly a flat. And that little noodle, when you go to bake it, it's going to get a little brown at the tip. And that's going to be the piece that everybody wants. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and now add our next layer of sauce. And this is just our heavy cream, remember, and our 2 or 3 cans of evaporated milk. Now, usually I use only heavy cream, but I just, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I'm human. Right now, it's not in my budget, so it's just not. But with some luck, this one will be fire. So, now we want to make sure that we kind of give it a little bit of movement to where that liquid falls into every single crevice. Remember, in the liquid, we have mozzarella cheese as well. And did I ask you guys if in 2026 we could just make a pinky promise that we ain't gonna be sitting up here and keep on using flour roux to make our macaroni and cheese? I just don't like the idea of it. Ugh. But anyway, I don't know. See, people don't want, they wonder why I charge more, I guess, for when I cook for them. Well, it's because I don't do that. I'm not gonna use flour to make your mac and cheese. And they get mad at my prices, I guess. But my prices are what they are. And I'm not down selling myself no more to make people happy with me and satisfied. Oh, let me just charge them $50. I'm going to their house doing their makeup, their hair. And no, I'm not. No more. Not the kid, baby. Not the kid. Okay, so we're just pushing this down, not because we're trying to get it perfect, but because we just want it down in there to where this sauce is going in. We're making sure it's going in there. And I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen in just a moment. Let's go ahead and add the rest of our simple cream with mozzarella cheese. Because mozzarella cheese has a real flavor. And I mean, it's subtle, but it has a good flavor. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some soft cheese on the top. And that is Colby Jack. I can see right now, it's just like, go for it. I'm gonna have to go on ahead and add it. And then I'm gonna have to make another pan, half pan of macaroni and cheese. Okay, so now that we're there, let's go ahead and add a few dollops of mozzarella cheese. The purpose of this additional mozzarella cheese is because when it turns brown, that gotta be some of the prettiest cheese that you want to see, especially when you add it with a yellow cheese. it starts looking marbled, and that's what I like to see when I go to eat some macaroni and cheese. Not nothing dry or bland or swimming in it or thick or chunky or just the ratio ain't right. So I hope that you guys will try this recipe, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it, and I hope and pray that you guys will share it. Share it with all your friends, homeboys and girls alike. So we're just dolloping little bits of mozzarella here and there. That mozzarella, when you put a little bit of salt with it, oh yeah, that flavor just comes right on out. Right out. And you don't want to dollop it perfectly. Just have it like, it's just going to turn marbly. I feel like I'm always over explaining to people. But anyway. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just double check it. And then we're going to cover it up. So, we're going to add a little bit of paprika to it. I mean, and when I say little, I'm talking about lightly. We're not going to add pepper, no onion powder and flakes. That ain't the recipe. So anyway, this is the recipe. And this is how you should be looking. You see how that, you got that movement, that fluid in there? That fluid is going to absorb into the noodles. Okay. And this is something we will not even bake until it's time to eat it, you know. So we make this fresh. So this will not be baked until probably Sunday a.m. So this will go on the refrigerator, and how fluid it is, it's gonna all come together, and it's just gonna make your macaroni and cheese. You're gonna be the committee president in all your family gatherings, okay? If that's what you want your job to be. But let me just get that wrapped up, and we're gonna finish that dressing. Okay, so we're gonna set this to the side, and we're gonna let it come to 100% room temperature, and then it'll go in the refrigerator and be baked on Sunday. But I have to make another pan of that, but we're not finna go through that right this minute. Cause I'm finna go on the bartender break, whatever that is. Like Tyler Perry said, that one. almost done, babe. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this. I can't drag this across my table. I gotta pick it up. Ow! So it's time to get busy on this dressing. You know, the dressing has to be perfection. In my opinion, mine do have to be perfection because this is this is a dish that like you just don't even want to be messing around. Everybody looks forward to it. And so it's kind of like by everybody looking forward to your dressing, then you kind of have a lot of people that you want to make smile because ain't nobody could convince me that they don't believe food makes people happy and that when they cook for other people, they want them to be happy. You know, that's just what it is. So you want somebody's stomach to be happy and their soul to feel fed. And I think this is just comfort food. So we're gonna dig right on into this dressing. Actually, we're gonna hold up for half second on there. Ay, caramba. Woo! I know these kids are mad at me on whoever the dish duty is. I use every pot in the house. I'm sorry. They have to just get an allowance. Because they said they're on break, so they gonna be out. And my one daughter, she just says she's taking a nap. And then we gonna get to work and finish up here. Because she's doing our turkeys and wait. And I gotta let y'all in on that. Wait until y'all see the turkey. Oh, I'm trying to think of what I want to put my dressing in. Probably the cornbread dish that I was using to break down. Okay. So now, is this smooth stuff? Oh, this don't even move no more. What? This is supposed to move when we talk and when we're making food and cooking. Unless y'all don't want it to move. But anyway, first things first, we gotta sit up here and we gotta dig into this and go ahead and mix it and stop playing. So actually, I want a different spoon because when it be up a little bit high, it make me feel like I just may as well just wash it or get a different one. So this is gonna be the one that I use. Remember, there's no eggs in here, not addition to the cornbread that it was made. Not in addition. So I'm just kind of giving it a nice stir. So once again, I'm incorporating it further because that's just what you gotta do, and it's a work. And so then anyway, I'm going to now, I'll take a little piece and taste this dressing. Onion? Hold on, I think it needs some onion powder. Here, baby, take this. This is a dressing. Tell me what you think. Wish I had.
Nothing.
Are you sure? It might could use a little bit of. You think it got enough sage in it? It seems like it's just not spicy enough. I thought we had some crushed red pepper. Cause that's what I just. Well, yeah, it is good, but it just needs a little kick. A little kick of spice. And this is just very lightly being sprinkled some white pepper. White pepper is good. It has a different taste than black pepper, but it's real good. So in here, I'm going to also want some more black pepper. A whole tablespoon. Not a tablespoon, excuse me. 1.5 teaspoon. Not a tablespoon, y'all. Okay. Let me get a fresh spoon. Babe, why don't you go to bed? You look tired. Okay. Thank you. Have any of you guys ever heard of giblet dressing? It's delicious. It is delicious. And when I talk about giblet dressing, I'm not talking about you see chunks of giblets and turkey tail and no, it's not exactly that. But it's good. I know some people who are from down south got to have heard of that. Had to have heard of that. Okay, don't be surprised, y'all, if I feel like certain things. Because I'm up around a whole lot of pepper and stuff like that. So, excuse me, I'm human. Trying to think. I'm going to have some crushed red pepper. That's what I feel. That's just what I feel. It's almost like a certain spice that the dressing needs to have, but then the sweetness comes to enhance it. And then it got the nerve to have a savoriness. That's where I need my dressing to be, and this is not there yet. And that means I have to add probably in my mind, it's not no onion, it's not garlic. It may be a little bit more sage, and we're gonna try that. I think I'm having an asthma attack already.
Why you say that?
I don't know, I just feel like I got asthma. So I'm gonna hear some sage. I'm gonna add a little bit of that. Unless it's just all the pepper and stuff.
Probably all the seasoning.
Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking. You know, everything give me asthma. I better hit my inhaler. Oh,
Did you just
Yes. But what's killing me is where's my crushed red pepper? Mm-mm. Where's that at? That's so frustrating. I want some celery seed in there. Not an overboard amount. Crushed red up. Crushed red pepper. And that is nobody but God. Because this is the ingredient that gives it such balance. 1 sprinkle, 2 sprinkle, 3 sprinkle. Those kind of stuff. But look how much it is. 8 sprinkle. Baby, this is what I needed. Time to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you, baby. So annoying. This looks perfect. It smells. It smells like it should smell. It smells like once it goes in the oven, it's gonna set the house off. And like I said, I just gotta have a little taste tonight in memory of my mom, who, if she was here, because this is how I give my food and my chores done, real late at night. And it's nice and quiet. And you don't want to wake nobody out. You just close their door. My husband, though, I'm telling you, he be waiting up with me. He don't play that about me just burn him in that well alone. So he's sweet. He come in here and play some cards with me and stuff. We may alternate movies and stuff. So we'll see. Now, I'm gonna get a spoon for roll this time. Okay. Don't you dare add no egg to this, y'all. Don't you dare change that recipe. Hit the floor. That's it. Period. That's that dressing. That's it. And we didn't even add, because remember I said I was going to add some chicken to it? But then I had just changed my mind. I'm so excited now. This bowl, it'll come out tasting the same for the little bowl. But now I'm excited. Like, I want to jump up and down. This dress is going to be so fun. You know what? I just can't wait. Oh, let me get this, the thing. Where's my glove? Where's my glove is? Okay. Come on, baby. And my lipstick all smeared all over my face. And my shirt. I hope not. Or maybe. Let me see. 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 No. No, because there was some in my hand. Oh, it follows me. This thing that my daughter got me. So wow, I have to shift it around every time. And I just realized that I had it. Okay. Go in, baby. This is the final mix. This is by hand. This allows you to feel if you have a piece of bread that's too big, or in this case, if you had a piece of sausage that was like chunky, or a breadcrumb that didn't feel like it got fully mixed with the fluid and stuff like that. So there you go. So you can just take it like you just want to, you just fill it and mix it and mix it. And when I mix and I think of this soul food, oh, I just think back. I see my mom had me late in life, so my story goes that I never met any of my grandparents, because by the time I was born, all of them, they have been deceased. People didn't live that long back then and stuff. Not the people in my family. Now there are some families that did. When my family started living long was on my mom's side, and then later on my dad's side. But my mom's mother died when she was about 54 years old. And so my mom didn't have really, she had to raise herself. You know, she did practically. That's a story in itself that I wish she could sit here and tell you guys some stories about how people were. Because you think that people, oh, they're probably better and they're good friends and stuff like that. My mom said, you know, a lot of the same things that's going on right now is what was happening then. So I wish I'd have showed you guys that. It was just a piece of bread that, as I'm working this dressing, that I found in there, that I'm trying to see, is that the dry piece? This is an example. That's not a good example. Hold on. Because they'll come up. It'll be just a little piece there. Can you see that piece of cornbread that's just right there? It don't have no juice, nothing on it. That will make that kind of stuff will make your dressing dry. I know I just seem like, oh, that's patty. That ain't nothing, girl. Don't work past it. But once you put it in the oven, it'll need moisture and suck all the moisture out your whole pan of dressing for that one little piece. So that's all. We'll just keep on kind of going by. Yeah. This dressing is going to be that good. Because I've had people tell me they hate dressing. And then they had some of mine. And I don't mean nothing by it. Like, toot. But pretty much, you know. And I'm just kidding. But they told me that they hate dressing and stuff. And then they said they love the way I make dressing. This lady, I almost feel like I wouldn't mind this year giving this lady a pan of dressing. But on the other hand, I really got to be able to get this food out to the less fortunate this time. Wish I could do it all, but I can't. Can y'all do me a favor? When you guys come in, can you please hit that like button? I'm asking y'all so nicely. You know, it motivates me that, like, okay, people like to see what I'm doing here, and they probably would like more. And then it's another thing, even if you don't subscribe to my channel, but you like a video, then it will always lead you back to the video, and then hopefully back to the channel. Oh, the stressing will be good. Yeah, there gotta be some moisture in here, and your dressing, and a lot of butter. Something that I wanted to put in here was just a little bit more fat, but I'm sure it'll be fine. You're just taking your fingers and you are being patient on your dressing. And while you're doing it, you're thinking more and more, you know, because you got to think about what God's purpose is for you. And his purpose ain't to be sitting up here acting up with no other people. Okay. It ain't, his purpose is not sitting up here talking about, they made me put my religion to the side. But what I don't appreciate is for nobody to try to stand in my way of my service to God's people. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna always strive for perfection. And I have to ask myself in everything that I do, does it magnify, like my husband would say, edify and glorify the name of God? Does it? Everything that you do? Well, if the answer is no, then go back to the drawing board, because you ain't doing right. You're just not. You're not doing right, and you know better. You know, I remember my mom would always say, when I would ask her these questions, I would say, Mom, who has a better chance of going to hell? The the man who knew more mostly about God and the word of God and how to pray and to read about, or the person who don't know nothing about God. My mom said the man that knows the Lord and is, behaves a certain way, especially when he's mean to other children of God, has the chance of having a special place in hell. And that's not to pass judgment on nobody, that's just the truth. If you think about it, if somebody knows God on this intimate level, man, but you will still do what you're big enough to do and what you're bad enough to do and bully enough to do, then it's like, well, I mean, you know what you're doing. We can't play all this stuff on the talk about we don't know the sins we committed. Please forgive us. No, we know a lot more than we're let on to. And we gotta be good instead of looking good all the time. It's time to be good. At least that's what I think. I think that for myself. And if you've ever heard my husband, he'll tell you, yeah, you gotta minister to yourself too. That's what he says. I'm thinking, yeah. That means while you're talking to other people, to make sure that you're taking that in. Because you may need it more than you know. Water is still being absorbed into this bread. Even as I continue to mix around and make sure I break down any large pieces that will stand out or look dry or anything like that. Dressing is smooth. It's not lumpy and that, rid like that. Ridges in it. And by it being smooth, then you don't want the consistency to change throughout. You want a smooth consistency in your dressing. Not, you want to be able to taste that cornbread though. That texture, that cornbread texture. And for you guys that just want this recipe and then the macaroni and cheese recipe, these recipes are on the channel as well. Okay, the full recipe where it's not a live video. I kind of just felt like it was like, let's prep this stuff together. But now it's like, let's finish up these things and see the outcome. Because we gotta taste this dressing. I mean, it wouldn't be right. I don't think it'd be right. I wish my mom was alive. This will be her third time of her birthday. She'll be 93 this year, December. I know a lot of you guys have lost your mom. And I swear, some days I feel like, dang, am I just gonna have a nervous breakdown? I just think it's like by her birthday being in December is like the thing, like, dang. Right at the holiday. Little Christmas baby. And I'm I'm telling you, when earlier y'all thought I was playing when I said mix this until you're hurting. My neck over here tore up in real time, like right now. Okay, well, I said this dress needs work, baby. And when I bake my dressing, I like to bake it for a long time. A nice long time. Not real high or anything. I don't like popping the oven for 35 minutes. Take it out, let it cool for 10, and you're ready. Nope. I like to cover mine and cook it on about 325 degrees for about 2 hours. That's how I like to make it. This side thing says that, but tonight, like by the way I got the cheat, it was like, Let me go ahead and I'm gonna just get this tray right quick for it. And then I think that's it. That's it for that. And then we'll do, maybe go live now. You know it's gonna be good when I have to get my ugly cookie sheet. Okay. Oh, oh. Let me move this cheese. Oh, hell. I'd be mad if I walked around that corner and this dress and fell on the floor. Child. Child, I'm so mad. I don't know what to do. That's gonna be heavy. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's heavy. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that fit all of that in there. Oh, that fit in there. That fit in there like exactly. That was the exact amount that I needed. Okay, it's okay. Last address, yeah. That's it. That's it. I know that's not dressing because when I even think about eating it, when I even think about anything what to do with it, look, my mouth waters. I mean, the smell of it, and I haven't even touched the oven or anything. So I need to cover this up and let that go in the refrigerator because it is ready. we still gotta mix that next a little bit. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh my gosh, this is pure perfection. This dress knows what. Getting mad things about this. Because it's going to be so good. So good. Restraint. Okay. So anyway, there's no need to do nothing like adding paprika to it. No more pepper. Mm. Okay. Now this dressing, if I wanted to freeze this, and then, like if I wanted to make it for Thanksgiving, and I wanted to freeze it, well, I can do that. Going ahead and freeze it in this very pan, and then, take it out next week. And, bake it after bringing it down to room temperature. Not from the freezer to the oven. It needs to come to room temperature. But I can't do that. You could, but I don't do that with macaroni and cheese because it's like it has a separation that happens when it's frozen, and then the oil in it is just like this. The cheese, it just don't work out. So that's all we're doing tonight. I am so happy. Dang, I just feel like you guys kind of like kept me motivated and stuff. Keep me motivated though. And hit the like button. It's free to do, so I'd appreciate you if you do that. But in the meantime, God bless. And we'll come back and we'll do some more tomorrow because, we're not thinking about like green beans and potatoes. I ain't talking about straight from the can to the microwave. I'm talking about something way different. I'm talking about something that I almost get with some collard greens. So that's what I'm going to cook tomorrow as well. So I'll be back then. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your night.